What's up, fellow collectors? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. I'll be your curator today. Guys, we have another cool one for you. The cool thing about having a museum full of toys is that you get down here and you walk around, and I find myself looking at different toys from different time periods, and all of them have a really cool story behind them. And that's why, as you can see, we don't take anything out. We don't remove anything, because everything has a story to it, connected to it, from the packaging, everything. And today we wanted to discuss the power of die-cast metal with toys. I always thought you got more money when the accessories and weapons were made out of die-cast. Look at this, real die-cast metal. And our timeless collection, too, Deep Sea Diver, Danger of the Depths, G.I. Joe figure, is one of the most beautiful, most elaborate play sets, or figure sets, I should say, that Hasbro put out in the last 20 years. Within the last 20 years. This set was expensive. I believe I paid over $50 for it when it first came out. And the first thing I remember of having this box in my hands for the very first time, how heavy it was. Extremely heavy. That's because every accessory, including this gorgeous helmet, diving helmet, deep sea diver helmet, was made out of die-cast metal, pure die-cast metal. Little things like the knife, the hammer, the sledgehammer, I should say, the weights around the belt, and the shoes, and the coin, the big silver coin, all die-cast metal. Let's bring that in so you can get a good look at that coin. Die-cast metal. The die-cast theory wasn't. It's an old deal with toy companies, especially the Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars are made out of die-cast metal. A lot of robots were made out of die-cast metal. So it's been used before. It was fun to kids. You hear die-cast metal, and you get excited. And the kid in me, because when this came out, I was oh my goodness, 1999 this came out. I was 29 years old. I'm aging myself, guys. But in 1999, when this came out, and they said all of the accessories in the helmet, it's gonna be made out of die-cast metal, and I went crazy. And right then and right there, I knew I had to have this set. This set is reminiscent of the vintage deep sea diver sets, G.I. Joe sets from the 1960s, from the 1970s Adventure Team. They garnered a lot of attention. They came with a ton. Here's an eel. They came with a ton of accessories. And in this set, you have this giant black eel as the antagonist, if you will. Guys, do you have any toys in your collection that has die-cast metal accessories or equipment with it? And be honest, is that your favorite? Are the die-cast metal toys your favorite? Because for me, anytime I'm showing this particular box set off here, this G.I. Joe off, I'm bragging on it. I'm so proud that all of the accessories are die-cast metal. Not plastic, die-cast metal. And mind you, this is all for show. Let me bring him in again. This beautiful helmet, all of this is for show. He cannot be submerged in water. The box, somewhere on the box, tells us that he cannot be submerged in water. So all of this is for aesthetics, beautiful aesthetics, but nonetheless, aesthetics. You can't dive him. He's only for display purposes, which is perfect for me because he's a museum piece at this point. He was when I first bought him. He was never going to come out of his box. He's never been out of his box. Guys, am I crazy? Would you take this figure out of his box? Do you own this figure? Do you have any deep sea divers in your collection? And if so, do you have this particular one? This is the only one they made with a die-cast metal diving helmet. You can still find this particular figure set for a decent price. I saw one on eBay for $100. I've seen one on Coswell Collectibles, so around that, I think it was like $90, somewhere around there. It's not bad, guys. If it depends, well, you're gonna pay a little more now, but this figure has maintained his collectability pretty well. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he has these die-cast metal accessories. The selling point, somebody asked me, what was the selling point for you for this figure? Well, the box was absolutely gorgeous, but it was the diving helmet. For me, the diving helmet was the selling point. Outside of the fact that this is a beautiful, beautiful figure. As you can see, his uniform outfit has stood the test of time. You're looking at a 20-year-old figure. I don't move this figure around a lot, primarily because of the die-cast metal pieces, accessories. It could really take a lot of wear and tear, or have a lot of wear and tear on the box if you're moving this guy around, especially if you're trying to maintain him the way I maintain him. Guys, it sounds crazy, but trust me, as a museum curator and working with these figures inside these boxes for decades, you learn a thing or two about them and how to care for them. This box is extremely heavy, so he's not stacked on it. I don't stack any of my figures, especially the die-cast metal ones that have the die-cast metal accessories. It's tough on the boxes. It's tough on other boxes that are not as heavy It could do a lot of damage. Here, guys, we look at more than just the figure itself. Here at the museum, guys, like I said, just everything has a story to it. And we try to bring these stories to the best of our ability to life for you guys. Somebody asked me before, does this figure have lifelike hair? Yes, he does. He has lifelike hair. How do I know? Because a good collector buddy of mine took his out of his box. But we just wanted to point this out, guys. The power of die-cast metal in collectibles. It's really a fun accessory. It adds a lot of life and excitement to the figure. It adds a lot of collectability, a lot of nostalgia, and it truly stands the test of time as well. When you have a die-cast metal anything, they stand up against Father Time pretty well. The rigors of time, if you will. I would like to have more die-cast metals items like this, but they are expensive. We have our 2 more deep sea divers. You're looking at this one right here. My Falcon from Brazil. His helmet, his diving helmet is plastic. It's not die cast like this one. And we have another one, Adventure Team one, that is also made out of plastic. They have, as you can see, they've stood the test of time as well. But for some reason, like I said, this one is my favorite. This is my baby. This is my coolest one. And it's very dear to me. And hanging out here in the museum, this is my peace and tranquility from a long day's work, or just when I'm relaxing. That's what it's all about, guys. And I just kind of want to bring you guys into my world here at the museum and share some of these hidden treasures with you. You know the routine, guys. God bless. And keep collecting.